Something that creators or online business owners or anyone that really creates content struggles with is consistently creating content for a long period of time. And that's because eventually they burn out, or they just find it's just a lot of hard work with no results, and they just basically quit. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I've learned to consistently post content, because I've posted every day in September. I think I posted every day earlier this year as well in March, and then I consistently post at least 5 times a week on short form platforms, and now I'm trying to post 1 to 2 times a week on YouTube as well, and it's going pretty well for me. And I've put systems in place to help me do that, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what I do to achieve this result, and what I do for my clients as well to help them achieve the exact same result. Also, if you are a creator or online business owner that's looking to grow their personal brand, generate more leads, get seen, there's a link in the description that's going to teach you exactly how to do that, and you can work with me one-on-one. Anyway, I'm going to take you through my process and systems, and it's literally 7 steps. I've put it in order from 1 to 7, so if you stop halfway through, you're not going to understand the entire process, so make sure you watch the whole video. It's not going to be too long, I promise. And the first thing you want to do is generate ideas every single day. You see, when it comes to creating content or posting content, especially when it comes to like burning out and stuff like that, typically you burn out because you're like, damn, it's that time again to, you know, film videos, and you don't know what you're going to talk about. You have no idea what you're going to film, and you're just like, this is too hard, my brain's in overdrive, and it gets very exhausting. Now, with generating ideas every day, it kind of follows, well, it follows the compound effect, right? 5 ideas every single day. In a week, that's 35 ideas. If you're doing, let's say, YouTube, and you're only posting once to 2 times a week, you're now going to be able to pick the best 2 ideas out of the 35. If you're doing short form videos and you're posting once a day, you're not able to pick the best 7 videos out of the 35. That doesn't mean you scrap the other 28, or that doesn't mean you scrap the other 28 or 33. That means you just put it on to next week, and you keep generating 5. So like the week after, you have like 60 plus ideas, and you pick another 7 or 2 depending on what platform you're on and how much you're actually posting on each platform, right? You're gonna eventually have so many ideas that, oops, you miss a day. It happens. Like, we get sick, we get really busy, family comes up, we miss a day. We're not able to generate ideas that day, but we still have 60 ideas in the tank. And maybe you're not able to generate ideas for a few days. You're still going to have ideas in the tank that you can pick from and basically create content about. That way, you will never run out of ideas, which means you can really never run out of videos. And that's the heart of it, right? Without ideas, nothing else works. You can't go straight into scripting if you don't have an idea. You can't go into filming if you don't flipping have an idea. You can't edit if you haven't filmed anything because you don't have an idea. And because you don't have an idea, you haven't scripted. And you can't post anything if you don't have an idea. Ideas are everything. Anyway, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is finding a format you can easily do. And by format, I mean video format. For example, this is a talking head video. It's a type of video format. If I was doing a vlog, that's a different video format, because, you know, the scenes are going to be changing. I might go into my kitchen, I might be in my bathroom, I might be on the train, I might be in a taxi, I might be in a whole different house, all in one video. And obviously that requires different levels of effort. So finding the best type of video for you to do. Maybe it's whiteboard videos, maybe it's talking head videos, maybe it's like I've previously done like talking head / iPad videos. So I like write stuff on my iPad and you guys can see it. It's kind of like a whiteboard video, but with just an iPad instead of a whiteboard. What else? You can do like interview or podcast style videos. You know, those are also easy to do, but it depends on, you know, if you have the money to set up a nice space, get people down and stuff like that. But a video format is crucial because each video format has different effort levels, right? Typically talking head videos are the lowest, depending on how much effort you put into the editing process. But you just sit down, you talk to the camera, you look into the lens, and you're just in one spot for the whole entire time. And that's typically what everyone goes with. But where people go wrong is in the 3rd stage. And the 3rd stage is the scripting method. You might have the talking head video and you're like, yep, this is the lowest effort, but it's still good. I can provide my value. But when they write the script, they write it out word for word. And then when it comes to recording it, they have to keep looking at the script. They have to keep looking into the camera, doing multiple takes, multiple lines, and it gets very exhausting. A 10-minute video becomes a 50-minute recording for like YouTube. That is exhausting. Then you have to edit that 50-minute clip back down to 10 minutes, and then also edit that 10-minute clip because you want it to look good. And if you're the one editing it, it's long. And if you're not the one editing it, it's probably going to cost you more. That the raw clip is like 50 minutes when the final edit is 10. So scripting method, you want to find a scripting method that works for you, right? And there's multiple. You can write everything down bar for bar, word for word that you want to say, or you can do bullet points, right? You can do bullet points and basically target and basically put a bullet point for every like key point that you want to mention. Or you can just go off the top. You could just have no bullet points. You don't have to write the intro. You basically just go freestyle. And I mean, eventually you'll know which one works for you. Let's say you write a script and you're like, that was very difficult. I don't really enjoy that. Next video, you can try writing bullet points. Maybe you get stuck on the intro and the intro is really important. Maybe you'll write the intro, but then do bullet points for like the rest of the video. Maybe you're like, oh, I really was spitting when I just freestyled it. So now you just have the video idea, the topic, and you basically freestyle to the camera. And typically you're only able to do that if you really have the knowledge up there. Like I'm talking about, you've been in your industry for years and you know exactly what you're saying, stuff like that. But that's got to be one of the most important things. But moving on to number 4. And number 4 is advice that you've heard before, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. And it's just batch recording, batch filming, whatever you want to call it. But I'd say choose select days when you batch film or batch record. And if you're doing short form videos, I would say batch record 7 videos at a minimum. And I'd record once a week. So pick a select day. Mine's are Wednesdays. Pick a select day, batch record on that day, and then do the same next week. That keeps you fresh, keeps you in front of the camera, keeps like you're getting the reps in, you're up in your confidence. It's perfect, right? And when you pick the select day, you know that, okay, every Wednesday, 2-3 hours, that's blocked off. And I mean, if you're not filming the content, the ideas are a waste. And then on to number 5, and that's to batch edit as well. You've probably heard this advice before. Either batch edit or outsource the editing. If you can't afford the outsourcing, you're gonna have to edit yourself. Now, the editing process is really subjective. Some people like to edit a lot, some people don't like to edit a lot. If you don't like to edit a lot, it's gonna take you less time. Depending on how nice the edit is, it's gonna take you less time and you'll be able to post more. If you like to edit more, then you might have to post less. But you need to understand, right? This is so difficult. You need to understand that the more effort you put into a video doesn't necessarily mean the more results you're going to get. Just because you spent 4 hours on an edit compared to someone who spends 30 minutes doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get more views than him. I know you've seen those videos on YouTube where it's just like raw videos. They've sat down and spoke to, I don't know, their flipping Samsung or Android camera. Doesn't even look the best. The audio's a bit, it's decent enough. And they get more views than someone that spent flipping an hour on the script, 2 hours in the recording, and 5 hours in the editing process. Like, that's basically a whole day. And last but not least, and this probably is the most important one because it affects literally everything before it, and that's not to be a perfectionist. I went through a stage where I was like, I don't like the idea, I'm not gonna do it. Or I don't like the script, I'm not gonna do it. Or I didn't like the way I filmed it, I'm not gonna do it. Or I don't like the way this all looks once it's edited, I'm not gonna post it. And to tell the truth, once I stopped doing that for my short form videos, I posted a video that I didn't like the way it turned out after I edited it, and it went on to be one of my best videos. Like, stuff like that can happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but stuff like that can happen. And that gives you kind of a realization that sometimes it's not about what you like, it's really about what the audience likes. You might think this is the best video in the world, you post it, it does terribly. You might think this is one of the worst videos you made, you post it, it does amazing. And the only thing that's stopping you from actually posting the content that you're not really a fan of is your perfectionism. Is your ability to say, you know what, that's not the best piece of work, but I'm going to post it anyway, and I'm going to move on to the next piece. And honestly, that's everything that you need to know to be able to post content consistently without hard work or burning out. Also, if you are a creator or online business owner that's looking to grow their personal brand, generate more leads, get seen, there's a link in the description that's going to teach you exactly how to do that, and you can work with me one-on-one.